we've got a review for Disney and Pixar's Elemental, so let's get cracking! Hello, all my explorers, and welcome back to Loren's Adventures Out There. And if you're new, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. My name is Loren, and I'm with Castles, Capes, and Clones, where we discuss everything in the Disney universe. We talk Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, The Muppets, 20th Century, National Geographic, Disney Plus, ABC, Hulu. If it's about Disney, we are talking about it. So if you like that kind of content, we'd love it if you would subscribe to our channel, hit the bell for notifications, and do like this post, as it really does help us out. So I just got a chance to watch Elemental, and I absolutely loved it. I feel like Pixar had been churning out rather decent films. I mean, I've loved a few of them, Luca and such, but it just hasn't found that innovation that it was once known for. But with Pixar's 27th film, Elemental, we see why Pixar is the king of animation. Within every culture, the elements, earth, wind, fire, and water, play some kind of importance. So imagine a society where all its people were one of those four elements. While the elements live in harmony for the most part, there is a certain amount of discrimination toward the fire people, who are almost forced to stay in their own ghetto. Enter Ember Lumen, voiced by Aaliyah Lewis, a young woman who has been bred to eventually take over her father's business. While her desire is to be the quote-unquote good daughter, she is finding it difficult being in customer service. She worries about failing the dream of her ailing father, Bernie, voiced by Pixar director Ronnie Del Carmen. He and her mother, Cinder, voiced by Sheila Omni, traveled from Fireland to Element City in order to have a better life. During one moment where she loses her temper with customers, Ember bursts a pipe from which City Inspector Wade Ripple, voiced by Ahmoud Athi, comes through. Wade has to write up the business on several violations, and Ember implores him not to turn them in, enough so to leave her fire neighborhood behind to pursue him. When Wade learns what could happen if turned in, he takes Ember to see his boss, Gale, of the Air People, voiced by Wendy McClendon Covey, to see that if they can fix the problems, could Gale overlook closing them down, and she agrees. Throughout this adventure of trying to fix a problem, Wade and Ember slowly start to fall in love. For Wade, who grew up around the other elements, he finds it easier to be at peace with the world. Ember, however, feels the weight of the world on her shoulders, and she admires this in Wade. After visiting Wade's family, and his mother, Brooke, voiced by Catherine O'Hara, offers her an internship to do glass art, Ember feels hope, but then realizes it can't be and runs. Will these two star-crossed lovers ever be able to get together? If Brave was Pixar's first princess film, Elemental is Pixar's first romantic comedy. While one could argue that Wall-E was a love story, this film had all the tropes of a classic rom-com, but a really good rom-com. Honestly, a sign of a good Pixar film is whether I cry or not, and this succeeded in having me in tears right when I thought it would. Lewis's and Athy's chemistry is quite beautiful, and I had to wonder whether they recorded their lines together. While I was unfamiliar with these two actors' careers, I want to know more now. This is Peterson's second film that he directed for Pixar, the first being The Good Dinosaur, which marked Pixar's first box office and critical disappointment. Although honestly, I really like The Good Dinosaur, and yes, I cried. For this film, he added many personal elements. The son of Korean American immigrants, he also felt the duty to uphold his parents' dream while still trying to carve out his own dreams. And he met and married a woman not of Korean descent, which also brought up certain issues.
The other piece was, trying to understand our parents a little bit more and really appreciating the stuff that they gave us, and that was, this really emotional, the heart of this thing, and then the third piece that somehow melded into this whole soup was this a relationship that I had with someone that wasn't Korean, and I married this person, and that it created a whole bunch of culture clash with my family that were like, marry Korean, you can't marry anyone else, and but yeah, those were the seeds.
So, while the structure of the film is a rom-com, it is also very much an immigrant story at its heart. As a gay child of Filipino-American parents, I can very much relate to this story, from the feelings of being discriminated against to feeling the weight of the world to live my parents' dreams. The true hero of this film is the innovation in animation. Disney and Pixar have had a particular look and style, but in this film, you have characters constantly changing form and having varying textures. Ember is not just made of fire, but has Asian features in tribute of Song's parents. No wonder all of the members of the Lumen family are voiced by Asian American actors. Both Ember and Wade are as different from each other as two characters from different movies. Yet it works so beautifully in their romance that it shouldn't work, but it does. This film will be one that I will turn to again, especially when I tell myself that love is hard. And so that is what I thought of Elemental. I just honestly can't get it out of my head. I just think it is such a beautiful movie. Is it the greatest movie ever? No, I mean, I would put it probably in mid-level of Pixar, but that's not a bad place to be, honestly, because there's so many good Pixar movies. But I really do love what they brought here. I feel like it is something that is different, and I just really enjoyed it. And again, I cried. Did you watch Elemental? Let me know in the comments below if you loved it, or if you hated it, or something else. And if you had a fun time today, we'd love it if you would subscribe to our channel, hit the bell for notifications, and do like this post, as it really does help us out. Visit us on all of our socials down below, and visit our website at www.castlescapesandclones.com. Thank you so much, and we will see you later. Bye!